Hey Russell, how's it going? I'm curious. The team was kind of hesitant to play you long minutes in the preseason. Do you anticipate being on any sort of restriction once the season kicks off tomorrow? All
No.
right, thanks, Russ.
Yeah.
Fred,
Hey Russell, just wondering where your mindset is at heading into opening night.
What you mean?
Does it feel different considering the circumstances of this season, or is this the same thing as your past, 10 or whatever opening nights you've had?
No, I mean, obviously, I'd be lying if I said it's the same thing in the last, since I've been in the league. It's obviously different for many reasons, not just basketball wise, but in our world. So it's definitely different. But the basketball is still a basketball game. They go out and have fun and enjoy it.
Cool. Thanks, Russ.
Yeah.
Ava,
Hey Russ, Scott Brooks yesterday shared with us that you kind of grabbed Cassius and Denny after practice and with you to your community event yesterday. Why was that important for you to take them with you?
I mean, it's important when you get in this league. You need to understand how the community supports obviously the team, but how important it is to be able to give back through difficult times that we're in, and obviously they're rookies, so this to kind of first go around a community event. Can't really do community events like we would normally do with the team or with players. So I want to make sure that they had an opportunity to be able to do something and give back to the community.
And then something else Scott shared with us yesterday, obviously with Rui's injury being out, he's been through stretches of time in his career where he's had to sit out before. How important is it for his teammates to kind of tell him to keep his head up around this time? I don't know how much contact you guys can have with him with, all that stuff, but can you
it's important to, during times like this to be able to just stick with him, know that we support him, continue to instill confidence in him and make sure he's doing, okay. And, we hold it down until he gets back.
Thanks, Russ.
Yeah.
Zach,
Hi, Russ. I'm Zach, the Japanese correspondent for the Wizards. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
I want to ask about Rui as well. You might not have seen him much this past week, but what have your interactions with him been like, and what's your impression of him?
Interactions have been fine. Rui was on a good path, and I feel like he was moving in a good direction coming into this season. And our interactions have been good, just being able to learn a little bit more about him, his background, his culture, his journey. So it's been, it's been good.
Thank you.
Chase,
Hey Russ, with new players on the team in such a short preseason, what's going to be the key for you guys to get off to a good start in the regular season?
I think for us, it's a long season, man. You always got to realize that a lot of people put a lot of pressure on the start of the season, how it goes, and if that's how it's going to go, because the season is ups and downs, and there are things that may happen that you can't predict. Our job is to make sure mentally we're in the right space. We give it our best effort. We go out to compete, and that's all you can ask.
And for you as a point guard, I'm sure there's a process of learning guys' spots on the floor. How do you go about that process? Do you kind of just pay attention in practice, or is it watching film or asking those guys directly?
Combination of all of that, alongside of just having actual dialogue and understanding, where guys like the ball. They understand my game a little more too. I think it's going to be a work in progress for everybody. And as long as we all have the same goal in mind, that's winning. And that's all that matters.
all right, we'll take just a couple more. Neil,
Hey, Russell, a non-basketball question for you. If you could just share with us something about your kids and your family.
I don't know. What you mean share something about them? Okay, I share. My wife's name is Nina. My son's name is Noah. My daughter's name is Sky and Jordan. There you go.
And I guess, how has the adjustment and move been for them so far?
That's all I got for you, Chad.
All right, fair enough.
all right, last question, Brianna.
Hey, Russ. So, of course, we've seen all the videos of Kyrie's pregame routines. Do you have any specific things that you are doing to prepare yourself before the games, or have you made any changes over the years to your pregame routine?
Only thing that's changed in my life is my kids. So I'll make sure that I spend time with them when I can. But everything else for me is still the same.
All right, appreciate you, Russ.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess something embarrassing happened to Dean.
Nah, actually nothing.
Looking ahead to tomorrow night, what's it looking like in the starting lineup at the 3, and then of course the 4 with Rui out?
We're going to have a couple of really good players. I haven't decided yet.
Okay, and in addition to Rui's,
Actually, I've decided, but I've decided not to tell you yet.
fair enough. In addition to Rui's eye issue, are there any other injuries you're looking at?
No, right? No. Everybody's good other than Rui.
Fred.
Hey, Scott, regardless of whether he's starting or not, does Rui's injury, does it make you, or does it give you an opportunity to play Bertans with starters more? Or are you still looking at, if he doesn't start, are you still looking at rotating him similarly to how you would have otherwise?
Well, I think he's going to get opportunities. I mean, if he doesn't start tomorrow, there's a chance that he does start. Depending on how long Rui's out, that position's obviously could be pretty fluid. But I like him. I like him with the starters. He's going to be able to close games out, to get his length, his know how to play, his competitive spirit to go along with his shooting. He's definitely going to be able to close games out for us. Whether I get him the last 6 or 7 minutes of second half with the starters, or the last 6 or 7 minutes of the fourth quarter with the starters, I have to figure all that out.
And do you have specific thoughts on Russ was so dominant last year when they put 4 shooters around him. Do you have specific thoughts on, or theories on trying to get as much shooting around him, or do you think there are other ways to utilize him as effectively?
No, I mean he's a great player. He can help the team move the scoreboard and whoever's on the floor with him. That's what he's about. I mean, obviously, when you have shooters, our team is different. We have different philosophy than what they had, last year. But I think you have shooters on the floor with anybody that helps, but you have to have a good mix. We want to be a really good two-way team. So we have to do a combination of guys that sometimes are better defenders than shooter, and there's going to be some guys that are going to be on the floor that are better shooters than defender. But we need to get a pretty good mix. But I think Russell can play with anybody on this team as well as Brad.
Zach.
Hi, Coach.
Hey, Zach.
As far as Rui, until last week, I mean, what had stood out to you most about his development going into season 2?
I think his confident level. You can just tell that he's been around now the league once, and he just came back with just a more confident. You can just tell and the communication on the court and off the court. He's just more relaxed, and he's opened up a little bit. His personality is you could see it more. He's not as quiet as he was as a rookie, like a lot of rookies are. I think he understands that he's going to be a good player in this league for a long time, and I think he has a lot of comfort in knowing that. But his teammates, his teammates love the way he came back. It's unfortunate that He's going to be out for some games to start the season, but he's definitely prior to his eye irritation, he was definitely came back a better player.
Thank you.
Yep.
Ava?
I can barely hear you, Ava.
Oh, sorry. Okay. You talked about how you guys would be still putting in pieces of the offense and things like that right up until the preseason games. Can you speak a little bit about how much this group is still maybe a work in progress compared to normally this time of year?
No, I mean, yes, it's definitely, we have some wizard knowledge of guys coming back, but just as of this morning, we put 3 special situation plays in. Normally you would have more time to put that in. We had to go over some other things, make sure the priorities were in place, but we have enough to go in the first couple of games, and we can add to it after that. But there's no question, we could potentially start, when Rui comes back, a lot of guys under 20 or right at 20 or 21, 22. So that you just have to be patient and keep working and keep developing. But we have 2 good leaders that can help the group come along even faster than probably a normal team would with potential 3 young guys starting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Quentin?
How you doing, Coach?
Pretty well.
What did you see from Anthony Gill in his first start in that last preseason game, and what do you like from his size and his ability to shoot? Just what did you assess from his first appearance at that slot?
He just has like a steady hand. He has like a calming personality game that when you throw him out there, you don't have to worry about him, trying to do too much and making mistakes. And when you come in as a role player, that's what you want. If you can do that consistently, you can be a star in that role. But I think he has the potential to be a star in his role, and he probably won't play a lot of minutes. But when you do throw him in, you're going to get a steady hand, a real consistent performer. And he didn't make his shots last game, but he's a shot maker. He doesn't have to create. All he has to do is just be ready to catch and shoot with some of the guys that potentially he can play with. But I like what he brings. He brings the toughness. He brings a great spirit to our team. He comes in. He's one of the first guys on the court. He's always working with our coaches, our younger players, and he understands that that's his role right now. He has to, sometimes you got to fit in to have a role, and I think he's done that really, really well. It's probably as good as I've seen any player that in his position that really come in and accept that and play that role very well.
Appreciate it, Coach.
You're welcome.
All right, last question from DA.
Hey, Scott. Sorry I jumped on a little late, but if you've been asked this, I apologize. But in your view, what would a successful season with Russell look like this year?
Well, I mean, playoffs. We got a good team. We've added some good players. I mean, Russell his ability to lead a team and get a team better. It's pretty. He has a track record of that. Obviously things don't have to go our way. We're fighting it. Obviously the whole league is fighting COVID as the whole world is, and that's obviously a factor. We can't relax in that regard. But injuries, we got to get lucky, and there. We're started off with Rui out, which is not great, but we got some guys that are going to step up. But I think Russell's biggest the thing that I've noticed about Russell this time around is that you can just tell he just has a really good sense of what needs to be done, and he knows how to do it. And I'm sure that goes with his family, being a father, you have to have patience.
Mhm.
And it's funny that, like I said earlier, we could potentially start a bunch of young players, and he's going to have patience, like I've had some patience before with coaching a young group. But I think he has that. He understands that, and I just like his professionalism and his ability to relate to the players and teach the players. And they listen. They listen because of what he's accomplished and what he's about, and he does it. He's not one guy that's not going to do it. He's gonna come to the gym early. He's going to stay late, and he's going to help the young guys. He's going to help the veteran guys. He doesn't pick and choose his teammates. He likes them all, and I think that's a big. There's no clicks with him. He likes all 15 guys plus the two ways.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.